There we go. Hey, Facebook, how y'all doing? Do me a favor, drop it down in the comments and let me know if you can hear everything that is happening. I appreciate y'all joining us. Let's dive right in to our discussion that we're going to have here on Travel Talks. I am super excited that you guys decided to join us today. Hello to my Zoom room. Come on in, come on in, come on in. I got some exciting stuff I want to share with y'all today. I am recently back from Ghana, and that's what we're going to talk about today. It's travel equals reconnection. Hey, let me know down in the comments if this is your first time being on Travel Talks with us, or is this your first time engaging with urban intellectuals in general? Give me a two, give me a one in the comments if it's your first time. Give me a two in the comments if you've been here before. And then also, absolutely, I love to know where my people are watching from. Um, Today's gonna be a little bit different. I feel like the good brother Kanye today. If y'all familiar with Kanye West, there's a cut, there's a song that he had back in the day, and he's telling his story and his rise and how he came up. And he was just like, everybody was in the room. Jay-Z was in the room, Dame was in the room, these producers were there, and he just talked about, man, I just wanted to start playing my music. And I just played another one and another one and another one. So kind of like while I was crafting this together, I made a decision that I'm just gonna start showing y'all some more stuff more than I typically do, right? So we're going to go into the Ghanaian experience, but I need to kind of get through the warm up, right? Let me go through the formalities and get us started on our journey into Ghana. Travel equals reconnection. That's our thesis for today. Travel equals reconnection, and this is why Ghana feels like home when you get an opportunity to go and see it for yourself. So I'm going to share my screen, and I see my people join. I appreciate y'all. Got a couple of newbies. Got some of our veterans here, Marines in Southern California. Appreciate you joining us. Chicago is here. Hey, Hank. Claudia's in New Jersey and a first timer. All right, excellent. Well, I am in the south suburbs of Chicago. I'll get into that in just a moment, give you a little bit more of a background who's talking at you. But I don't want to try to keep you, I don't want to try to keep you too long, but I definitely have some information that I want to share and I want to get through this. So let me share my screen, which I noticed that I said I was going to do, and then I didn't. And we'll dive into our presentation for the day. Here we go. Give me a yes in the comments if you can see my screen. I'm sure you should be able to. You should see a Travel Talks logo. And let me bring y'all up. There we go. All right. Hey, Kansas City is here. All right. Hey, Sear. Yeah. All right, cousin. All right. I love it. Rolling Meadows is here as well. Okay, excellent. All right, we're going to dive into this thing. Again, travel equals reconnection. That's the theme of the conversation here today for Travel Talks because Ghana feels like home. I made a post about this while I was there. And every time I'm there in Ghana, it just reminds me of how natural the feeling is. It is a wonderful experience. And hopefully you guys will have an opportunity to travel with us there one day on your own. But let me share the opening video and then we'll dive into our discussion. Welcome to Travel Talks, where we embark on a journey of discovery with Sankofa Experiences, powered by Urban Intellectuals. I'm your host, Freddie Taylor, the CEO and founder of Urban Intellectuals, here to guide you through our African diaspora's rich history and culture. Sankofa Experiences is more than just travel, it's a movement. We dive deep into our roots across Africa and the diaspora, turning every journey into a powerful connection with our ancestors. Our mission? To make the exploration of Black history accessible, inspiring, and informative. Join us as we share insights from our travels, celebrate our history, and foster a deeper understanding of our collective identity. With Sankofa Experiences, every destination is a step closer to home. Let's explore together. Welcome to Travel Talks. I apologize for the hesitation in the presentation. I'm not understanding why that is happening. So we have to work the kinks out afterwards, but let me advance this conversation along so I can get to the crux of the matter, right? We can get deeper into the experience of traveling to the continent and traveling the African diaspora. So, but first, as we normally do, what's going on in and around the company? There's always a lot going on. Hey, tonight I'll be talking about 3 reasons why our story must start before slavery. It's a free online event, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can join me, Freddie Taylor, the CEO and founder of Urban Intellectuals, as we start to have this discussion of going beyond the typical 8 to 12 individuals that we talk about during Black History Month, to dive deeper into our history, our culture, and who we are as a people on this planet. In fact, during the video that I'm going to show you in just a moment, I'm going to delve a little bit into that. But tonight, we're going to lay into this thing heavy. So hopefully you can join us. Ashley's going to drop the link down in the comments. Make sure you sign up and register. It's a free online event. It's going to be on a Zoom platform just like this. Hopefully you decide to join us and get down for that. Then this Thursday, we have Black Dollars on Black Friday Blueprint, right? 4 steps to go from good intentions to true impact in the community with purposeful spending this season. We spend somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 to 15 billion dollars during Black Friday as a community. We think it's important here at Urban Intellectuals that if we're intelligent about where we spend our dollars, it should be able to benefit the community while taking advantage of some wonderful offers, some wonderful deals in and around for us. So something else to keep in mind, you can sign up. Again, Ashley should drop that link down there for me as well. Black Dollars on Black Friday Blueprint. That is this Thursday. And of course, we're going to have a special Black Friday offer for you if you decide to join us and show up. Our Black History 365-day wall calendar is available. We had to order more. We sold out of this twice, but we've ordered more. They're in the warehouse, so they're shipping out. I think we got about 600 left on this order. We're probably going to have to do another order, but it's 365 Black History facts for one for each day of the year. You can grab your copy there before it sells out again. All right. Had to get through all of the formalities before we dive further into the exploration of travel, right? And reconnection, this idea of reconnecting with the African diaspora for us as a community here. Most of us are African Americans, but many Africans in the diaspora are longing for a reconnection to start to feel whole. And that's why these journeys, and we call them our Sankofa experiences. And we call them that because the word Sankofa is actually Twi out of the Akan people from Ghana. That means to go back and get it. To go back and get your history, go back and get your culture, go back and get your experiences and bring them forward with you into the future. So this is why here at Urban Intellectuals, we call our travel adventures our Sankofa Experiences, because we're going back in time. We're going back to reconnect with our history, our culture, and we want to bring that forward with us. And we're going to talk a little bit about that today. On this next slide, I'm going to allow the video to play. And this is going to give you an overview of the tour that we take here in Ghana, right? So again, I just got back last Sunday. No, not this past Sunday, the Sunday before, from our late October tour in early November. It's a beautiful experience, but just want to share a nice overview with you before I dive deeper with my Kanye mixtape of my personal experiences there and kind of talking to you live from Ghana. So you'll see in just a moment. But this is about 4 minutes. This is give you a nice overview of what you could expect if you decide to take this Sankofa experience with us. Welcome to the lively and hospitable nation of Ghana. As you disembark the Kotoka International Airport, your thrilling journey commences. Bid farewell to the hassle of arranging taxis or rental cars. Our team has organized a comfortable private shuttle to swiftly transport you to your hotel. Once you settled into your Hey, I'm sorry. This is really bothering me that it is pausing like this. I'm going to change monitors. I have no idea if this is the reason that it's doing that. But it didn't do it all while I was setting up, right? So I'm going to change this over here and hopefully this works because that is bothering me. I don't know how else to put it. Oh, let me close that. Maybe I should close some stuff. All right, let's see how this works. See if this works better. Y'all, if y'all, if y'all stick around, you'll know that you'll figure out quickly that Freddie is like the technology black hole, right? Like things always seem to go awry for me, which is funny. I try to laugh it off, right? It's frustrating when you're in the middle of a presentation to our community, but I want to make sure that you can tune in and get it. I really feel like it got something to do with that monitor. All right, let me test it here. Welcome to the lively and hospitable nation of Ghana. Yeah, man, it is just pausing. It is just doing this. All right, so we're going to have to suffer through this. I apologize for it. Ashley, please put on the note that you have to download the video first. That will stop the pauses. Yeah, we're in this presentation. You know what? I'm gonna skip this video, and Ashley, I'll do what we talked about just in case. Yeah, man, I really want y'all to see that. Or Ashley, can you inbox me that video where I can download it while we're going? Yes. Okay. So she's going to send me that. I want you to see that overview of the video, definitely. But I can play. I have the other videos that I want to play already downloaded on my computer. It normally just plays though. So anyway, I'm going to skip through that. We're going to roll with the punches, right? All right. There we go. And thanks for the recommendation. So I'm just going to skip that for a moment. I'm sure you should be seeing my screen back again. And then Ashley, I'll check for your inbox. But our Ghana adventure is a 9-day adventure, right? That you have an opportunity to explore with urban intellectuals. Where did you go? Where did you go? I lost you, Ashley. Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, so we have a 9-day adventure that you have an opportunity to travel with us. And your visa is required, so that is a thing. But it's not too much of a hassle. We walk you through the process on how this works. To my Mende cousin, you could see my Sierra Leone passport. I traveled for the first time on my Sierra Leone passport directly into the continent. It was an uneventful experience. I gotta say that it worked out very well for me. It was pretty simple. So you can just imagine if you travel with the American passport, this is an easy process, right? That you can experience when you're going into the country. Any of you ever been to Africa before? Give me a me in the comments if you've been. Give me a no in the comments if you haven't. And that video has downloaded for me. All right. So hopefully this will play much better. All right, got some me's many times. All right, so y'all know what I'm talking about. Where it's okay, got a couple of no's, but it's pretty simple to travel into the continent and have that experience on the American passport. I traveled out on my American passport. I flew in on the Sierra Leone passport, and I flew out on my American passport. I had no issues whatsoever with either one. Welcome to the live. All right, I think we are good now. All right, so I have to play this a little bit differently, but here's the overview of those 9 days that we talked about. This is what I wanted you to be able to see. Lively and hospitable nation of Ghana. As you disembark the Kotoka International Airport, your thrilling journey commences. Bid farewell to the hassle of arranging taxis or rental cars. Our team has organized a comfortable private shuttle to swiftly transport you to your hotel. Once you settled into your all right. Take a moment. One second. I just noticed y'all are not seeing the video. All right, we're gonna start it one more time. All right. Oh, you saw it. Oh, I didn't see it. Okay. Oh, I'm so sorry. I was starting over again. Okay. All right. That's good. All right, you saw it. Bam. There we go. I'm gonna get it right. Through the exciting itinerary. There we go. Back it up just a little bit. The team has organized a comfortable private shuttle to swiftly transport you to your hotel. Once you've settled into your cozy accommodations, take a moment to acquaint yourself with our amicable tour team. They'll walk you through the exciting itinerary ahead, ensuring you are fully prepared for the days ahead. With confirmed pickup times and a day schedule in hand, you'll have the remainder of the afternoon to unwind and gear up for the adventures ahead. Tonight, dive into the vibrant colors of Ghana with a delightful dinner at a nearby eatery. Whether your palate prefers vegetarian, vegan, or savory delights, the menu caters to all tastes. It's the perfect chance to sample the culinary wonders that await you on this. Fortunately for you, there's no need to worry about converting your money. Our team will be on hand to assist you every step of the way, ensuring you have the local currency required for your adventures in Ghana. Our exploration truly commences as we delve into the historic thoroughfares of Ghana, Ghana's bustling capital. From the lively, brimming markets to the fresh produce and colorful textiles to the rhythmic beats of the authentic Ghanaian drumming lessons, every corner offers a glimpse into the rich fabric of Ghanaian culture. We'll pay homage to some of the iconic sites, such as Kwame Nkrumah's Memorial Museum, Black Star National Square, and the independence art symbol of Ghana's illustrious history and promising future. Along the way, we'll indulge in delectable dishes at local entrees, at local eateries, ensuring you're energized for the day's escapades. Our next destination is Kumasi, the esteemed heart of the Ashanti Kingdom. Hop aboard a swift domestic flight from Accra, leaving all the arrangements in our capable hands. Upon arrival, to be enveloped into an enduring tradition of the Ashanti people, embark on a journey to the traditional Ardra village for authentic kente weaving and stamping printing encounter, then venture to a nearby cocoa plant to unravel the mysteries behind Ghana's globally acclaimed cocoa beans. The day concludes with your very own Ashanti naming ceremony and experience to cherish forever. Connect with nature amidst the lush landscapes and the picturesque Avery Botanical Gardens, just a short distance from Accra, amidst verdant foliage and vibrant blossoms. Take a moment to relax and relish in Ghana's natural beauty. Journey to Cape Coast, where history reverberates through the stories and alleys. Trace the footsteps of the enslaved captives at the Slave River and the enslaved dungeons, bearing witness to Ghana's tumultuous past while honoring the resilience of its people. To rejuvenate amidst Ghana's natural splendor, embark on an exhilarating canopy walk at Kakum National Park. Traverse narrow bridges suspended high above the forest floor amidst the lush greenery. For those seeking tranquility, an outdoor lounge beckons. Return to Accra and indulge in some retail therapy at the bustling Makola Markets on Oxford Street. From vivid textiles to traditional handcrafts, there's a plethora of treasures awaiting discovery. If shopping isn't your forte, unwind at the hotel or delve into the city's vibrant nightlife and fashion scene. Before bidding adieu to this captivating land, venture into the Shy Hills resource reserves for one last adventure with Ghana's natural allure. Explore the rugged terrain, the diverse wildlife, soaking in the tranquility of its surroundings. As your odyssey draws to a close, savor the precious moments forged in Ghana, whether you're homeland bound or onto your next escapade. We eagerly anticipate welcoming you back on another Sankofa Experience by Urban Intellectuals. Until we meet again, safe. All right. We got through that one. Okay. So that gave you a nice little overview of the trip. That's kind of just about everything. There's some things that are held out of that that you don't see, but again, it is a 9-day adventure that we embark upon into Ghana and have that experience, right? So it's about a 15-hour flight usually, depending on the options that you take. It can range from anywhere from, you can get direct flights out of New York. So you see about 12 to 18 hours is typical, right? So that's why we put about 15 hours. And it's really not that bad, right? Like a couple of movies, a couple of experiences, and then you will be there. But we try to remind our travelers to stay focused on what's on the other side for them, for the opportunity of things that they're going to experience and that they're going to have, and these moments that are so powerful for us as a people to reconnect. And I want to dive a little bit into that. But I know you're wondering, hey, what does the hotel look like, Freddie? I can't be sleeping anywhere, right? And I know um, a lot of the propaganda that we face here in America when it comes to Africa makes you think that you're going to live in a hut, that you're not going to have decent accommodations. Well, that's not true. This is the hotel that you'll be staying at. You can see it from the front. There's the back. There's a big pool area. That's what you see when you walk in. And then this is the room set up in there, right? So it's nice. It's modern. It's air conditioned. The food is good. The service is a the service is good, right? They are respectable. Just under 10 hours from JFK. Yeah, nonstop. So you have nonstop flight options. But once you arrive at the airport, we'll be picking you up from the airport, right? You'll see the signs out front. We'll be ushering you through, getting you onto the buses and the vans so that we can take you to your hotel so you can freshen up and relax after an enjoyable travel experience in the airs, right? So I just wanted to share a little bit of that. Then, of course, the next concern is the food. What will I be eating, Freddie? Well, these are some of the must-try foods while you're in Ghana, if you ask me, right? So jollof rice is like the big thing that's usually served with chicken or fish. Just depends on the mixture. Quele quele, quele wele, quele wele. I'm learning. I'm trying to get my language down. But it is a delicious meal. Banku or fufu, you'll see often eaten with the soups. You break off a piece and you eat it with your bread. And then red is kind of like reminds us of black eyed peas, right? But it's mixed with a bunch of rice and other things inside of it. All the food has been delicious. But if you're thinking, hey, I'm not that adventurous. I don't know about all of that, Freddie. I want something a little more tame. Hey, there's chicken always on the dish. There's fish. You can even get pizza, right? Like if you're looking for like French fries, all the whole nine, everything is available for our tourists and our travelers. And again, if you are vegetarian or vegan, you're in the right place. I can assure you that the foods taste different when you're there. The chickens aren't like, this big. They're not ballooned up. They're like actually small little chickens. So as you can tell that they haven't been pumped with all the pesticides and antibiotics or whatever they're putting into our foods over here. The fruits are of another planet. You'll go over there and you'll eat a watermelon too, but you'll eat a pineapple and then you'll feel like you've never had a pineapple in your life. I am like a mango junkie when I'm on the continent. I think it is absolutely delicious, all of the fruits and the foods. But this is what I wanted to share with you. I wanted to get deeper on the experiences that you'll have and some of the tougher experiences. I'll say the gut-wrenching experiences. So let me share this video. It'll speak for itself. And then we'll have a conversation about it. So to set this up, this is at Slave River. I've seen that talked about that in the intro there, right? So this is the place when people were taken from all over this region. They were brought to this particular location for the quote unquote last bath. So this is where they will wash them up, wash the human trafficked people, right? And during the transatlantic genocide, I've heard it said we got to stop calling this a trade. There's no trade. This is a genocide that our people was inflicted upon, right? So we want to change our language continually. But this is an experience that I think everyone should have. So here's just a little bit from that. I think this is about 4 minutes. So, I'm going to have to probably share directly. Let's see if it works without pausing. It paused right out the gate, right? All right. So, of course, it's going to do that. So give me 1 second while I pull up this other video, which I have handy. right here. And then let me share. I'll share that video. Continue this journey. It's a long, quiet walk. Deep is ahead of me. Those feelings are heavy. They're everywhere. You hear that silence. Makes you think about the cries that you will hear, the children, the mothers weeping for their babies. Fathers longing to protect. The wonder of what's off in the forest. If I could just get these shackles off and run. Curiosity about what lies ahead. The smells, the sounds, the thoughts, the prayers, the eye contact with those that you knew. I wanted to know, I wondered about. It's gut-wrenching as this experience is. You can see the group ahead of me. We know it's an important one to have. It's an important experience to witness so that you can take this feeling and this emotion back with you. But you know what you have to do as a people to continue to work, build, grow, realize that your petty differences are just that, petty. We have so much more in common than we do in differences. So it's something that we should make an effort to reconnect, not only with the diaspora, but with the family, the people, history, your culture. Walking down through here is really somber, sobering. Alive and strong. Feelings. The ancestors are here, that spirit, that energy. It's quiet. You can just imagine. 100 years ago, the chains are clinking. The sweat is pouring. Fear, the emotion is thick in the air. Violence is apparent. The savagery, human trafficking live in action. Murder, torture, rape. Destruction of a civilization. The theft of a people. A heritage, a history. All those feelings come about while you're here. So I stopped it before you saw exactly what happened after that, right? And where the people were headed to and where they were gathering. I want to encourage you to come on the trip and have the experience. But I was trying to set the scene for what is happening there, right? So this is, again, where the people are captured from in and around the area, sometimes hundreds of miles from this location, right? And they're brought there, and then it's from here, they bathe them. There's another selling off of the people, and they're moving on to the next destination. Now, the next destination is the dungeons, where they're going. And of course, they have to walk. This is why you're encouraged to take your socks and shoes off and have this experience walking from where y'all can't see it on my screen, where we walk into this area down to the river and then have an experience down there. But once that happens, they walk to the dungeons. Now, I can tell you that the drive on the paved road in 2024 is about 45 minutes. So imagine how long it took to walk. And you're familiar with the walk because you've seen the images of the people in shackles, in chains, and they're linked ankle to ankle in a long line walking. That's the experience that the ancestors had. Once they were captured, brought from all over the region, went to that very location, and then walked into this, right? So this is what was wandering through their heads. And what I was trying to paint is, again, that emotion, the confusion, being broken up from your family, being broken away from your loved ones, having your children taken and separated, the angst and the anguish. If you can imagine that, it's all there, and those feelings are evident when you have this experience. But eventually you end up in this location, and I'm going to walk you through a bit of what I call hell on earth. I don't know how else to explain it. We just being blunt with it, right? Incredible experience. It's one thing to see it on this video, but I'm telling you, when you're there, it hits differently. So check this out.
Thank you.
All right, we are walking into the dungeon here at the coast. This experience.
We move? Okay, we are moving. Let's move.
Alright, so we are here at El Slave Dungeon, getting ready to walk into the Portuguese church. The crew is behind us, the tour guides, they're getting their lesson over here. I've never had an opportunity to actually walk in here. You see the Portuguese sign behind me. They built this in the late 1400s. This was the church which they prayed. Beneath the church is the nasty sea. Slavery is not black history. Slavery interrupted black history. I've heard it said that slavery is actually white history. The black history comes from what we did pre, during, to survive, and the post-work that we're doing currently. This is not our history. This does not define us as a people. We're proud of our ancestors and those that had the opportunity or had the intestinal fortitude to endure the horrors that we're about to witness here on the Sankofa Experience here at El Slave Dungeon. But we know that our history was started long before slavery and is going to continue long after this period. This is a blip in human history, particularly in Black African history. Let's not forget that. Let's not lose sight. Let's pay homage and respect to the ancestors who had to endure for us to have the opportunities that we have. But let's not forget, we're bigger than this moment. We're bigger than what someone tried to do to us. We're bigger than the lies that they're using to try to suppress us. And I want to encourage you to come here and experience this for yourself, so that you can see the power of the ancestors, the endurance of the ancestors, and the intestinal fortitude that they have, so that you know whatever it is that you're facing, whatever it is that got you up at night, whatever that you're going through, you know that you're bigger, you're stronger than that, because your DNA says so.
Impression that this town was full of gold. As a result, the Portuguese named this town La Mina, or El Mina, which simply means the mine in their language, which later was corrupted into present-day El Mina. Now, when they arrived in the year 1471, there was no structure like this for them to stay and do business. So they had a ship dock on the ocean. They had tents mounted on the shores, used local boat or canoes for their transactions. But anytime there was a heavy downpour, wind or storm, it affected their business. As a result, they requested for a land from the chief in charge of this town. But their request was denied by the chief. He said, I quote, "It is better for people to be good friends when they are living apart than when they are living together." What a statement, as if he knew what the future may hold. But the Portuguese never get concept. A person who does not study history is doomed to repeat it. History is still repeating itself in different ways and dimensions. See on my left, at the center, what do you see? A church. That was the first Roman Catholic church, built by the Portuguese in the year 1596, where they claimed in the worshiping began. And when the Dutch broke up they were Protestants. So they didn't want to use the Catholic church for their worship. As a result, they removed the tower, which identified the building to be a church, restructured it, built the upper rooms as junior soldiers' mess, and the ground floor as the auctioning hall, where the Dutch was in the business of enslaved Africans. And they had their own church at a different location. When we get to the female slave courtyard, you will see where the Dutch also brought their own church. So there were two churches over here, Roman Catholic by the Portuguese, Protestant by the Dutch, all claiming to be worshiping God, and slavery also happened. What an irony, what a hypocrisy. See these writings over here. The writings over here are in Old Dutch, written in memory of a Dutch governor called Van Tet. This gentleman came from Zeeland, and Zeeland is a province in Netherlands. Van Tet was the last Director General of the Dutch West Indies Company over the north and south coast of Africa.
Just imagine being shoved into a dungeon like this, surrounded by people you don't know, maybe not speak the same language. You don't know why you're here. You don't know what happened. You're frightened. You're scared. You're alone. You're beaten. You're bloody. You're tortured. Your loved ones are gone. You're experiencing horrors you've never dreamed of. This is the feeling of the ancestors. What they experienced, what they endured. You're in here with hundreds of other people. It looks spacious right now. I tell you it's not. Especially when you're crammed with hundreds of other people, sweating, bleeding, frustrated, scared, nervous, urinating, defecating, menstruating. All these things are happening. All by the psychopathic torturers, human traffickers. Are doing whatever they wish with your body, with your mind, with your feelings, with your thoughts. Wondering if your loved ones made it out, wondering if they're safe, wondering if your children made it out, wondering what happened to them. It's an eerie feeling being here. It's an eerie feeling probably watching this. Imagine what the ancestors endured. This is what we think about and we talk about when we spread in our history and our culture. Because we know how important it is for you to get these feelings, to have this understanding. To not only know the stories, know the narrative, but feel the sweat, feel the heat, feel the grit, feel the fear, feel the hopes, feel the dreams. That when you enter back into your life, your everyday existence, you don't operate the same, you don't move the same, you understand that you have a bigger mission, a purpose. Because you're here, you're free, you got more opportunity than you've ever dreamed of. I love to say we are our ancestors were on the street. As they tried to bury us, they couldn't succeed. We back home now, we're taking in this experience and we're sharing it with people like you so that you know what it feels like as well. And we'll never forget. We'll always remember it. And it'll never happen again.
I was hoping I gave you this next part. It should be coming in a second.
I remember being here again with my father and having this experience of walking through here as you see the trees on the bottom. You see the lights and making it bright, all of that right now. But when I first came down, you see the darkness that was here before. But there is an energy, there is a spirit, there is a people who still, souls and energy still are here. It exists. It's real, it's palpable, and the feeling is strong. It's one that never really kind of gets away from you. Something that you kind of have to experience for yourself. All right, so we are exiting the male dungeon and then going into the door of no return. We call this the room of no return. And then we're coming up on the actual door. As you see here. It said that the ocean used to come up to this very point right here, and the boats couldn't dock, so they would have to use the wooden boats to see them out further. But the sea, the ocean is rescinded, so now you see some of the land and spaces. That's what you have to experience when you come.
It's a heavy experience. And it's one that I'm always, I'm biased. I just think that we need to have it. I get a lot of people say, I don't want to have that experience. I don't want to see something like that. But I think it's good for the soul. I think it's a good reminder for us, particularly being as spoiled as we are as a people with all the technology and things that we have. I'm not saying that nobody's haven't had a tough life, but it is something that centers you. And it reminds you that there is a mission bigger than you. If you're having children, or if you're giving a damn about the community around you, they are having children, are gonna have children that are gonna be here hundreds, if not thousands of years from now, just like the ancestors who literally went through hell on earth. And if they didn't survive, none of us would be here. It is heavy. That door of no return is built that way for a particular reason. Because they were counting the people as they went through there. So they didn't oversell, right? No, didn't have a big door. So a lot of people who rushed through at once, it was one by one. That's why it was so narrow. That's why it's so thin like that. It is just something to experience. And then being down there in those dungeons, we actually go to 2 different dungeons. Y'all saw a bit of both in that clip. It's heavy, man. It's a heavy experience, but we go through those experiences. We have those conversations. As you see, everywhere we go, we have a lecturer that is an expert on those areas that are giving you the dialed in details about the things that we have. We have a group guide that guides us through Ghana, like while we're riding down the streets, pointing out the different markets, pointing out the different areas. There is time for shopping, and we do relax, right? Because all of that is pretty heavy. So we go to a beachfront resort, have lunch after these things. We do the canopy walk. We get outside and go into the community. We go into dinner and dancing. We go into the villages and see some of the authentic experiences. We do a bit of everything on these experiences, and they're set up that way so we can have those heavy moments so that we can bond as a group. But we get an opportunity to ask our questions, and to leave with a different sense of fulfillment, I think, that reconnection brings, right? So let us know. I mean, are you interested in taking one of these trips with us, right? You can let me know in the comments. I saw the sister asking, hey, Freddie, what's the price? What's the all-in price? How do I get on this experience? I want to get in, so that's good. Yeah, it's definitely emotional. I see that. My heart is heavy just walking through there. Yeah, you got to take some deep breaths. Sometimes you got to walk out of there. But if you're interested in traveling with us or having this experience, we definitely want to be your travel company. We want you to come with us. So the price starting in Ghana is $48.74 per person. There's a visa application. There's a fee for the visa. If you go, and you can expedite it to be a little bit more, but it'd be somewhere between $90 and $120 for your visa. Yes, there are one vaccination that is required, and that's the yellow fever vaccination. But if you've had that in the last 10 years, then you are fine. They are talking about making that a one-time requirement as well. I always say check with your doctors. If you have any health complications or if you are advanced in age, there are ways around not taking the yellow fever vaccination, but you have to talk to your doctor and then get that note and all of that. When my dad went into West Africa, he's never taken the yellow fever vaccination. He was 87 the first time he went. He's 95 now. I'll see him later this month. I'm really excited to go hang out with my man. Nothing else is required. When you go to Passport Health or you go to these places, they're going to push a lot of other things on you. I always say, talk to your physician, talk to your doctor. Don't just listen to me. I don't take anything else. I've had the yellow fever. I haven't taken anything else that they recommend. That's a personal decision after talking with my physician, right? So talk to your physician to make sure that you make the best case, because malaria is a thing there, right? So they're going to offer you these malaria pills. A lot of our seniors and elders did take them. But that's an option for you, right? I try to use our mosquito repellent. I usually have on long sleeves. I'm always wearing pants with socks, no open toe shoes. But we'll walk you through all of this stuff. You're just trying to reduce the exposure to the mosquito, right? That's the thing about it. Even though I'll tell you this, you don't see a lot of mosquitoes, right? Which is really interesting. But once someone reminded me, it only takes one, right? So keep that in mind. It only takes one. You don't need to be bit by a bunch of mosquitoes. It just takes one for you to have, a terrible trip, right? But long as you're getting your travel insurance with medical, we definitely want to encourage everyone to do that. Dates available. There are 11 dates for 2025 that are available. Now, if you go to SankofaExperiences.com, I think we got them on the site. 11 dates for 2025 right now. Some of those dates in the summer may fall off, right? But they are available until they are sold out, right? So we take on average, about 30 people, and then we'll cap the trip. There, I'm trying to find my stop button. There we go. SankofaExperiences.com. If you're interested, if you have any questions, you can always email support@SankofaExperiences.com. That's support@SankofaExperiences.com. Or if you're used to engaging with us here at Urban Intellectuals, you can email support@urbanintellectuals.com. And Sister Ashley, who is working the chat, is going to end up being the one that's going to follow up and follow through with you. Or actually, Ashley, I think you were dropping your email too, right? So you can email Ashley directly as well, Ashley@SankofaExperiences.com. She's going to end up being the one that you're engaging with. But if you have any questions for me, you can raise your Zoom hand or unmute or drop them down in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer them on the spot for you. But it's a very enlightening experience. I'll say that. It's a very eye-opening experience. It's a heavy one, but we have a lot of fun on the trips. We eat a lot of great foods. We have a lot of laughter in between these moments. It's not like the whole trip is in the dungeons. And what I learned is our people want to shop. right? So you definitely have opportunities to go to the markets. We visit a couple of the stores, some beautiful stores there as well. But then we actually go into the market so that you can haggle with the people and shop directly, right? I also learned on this particular trip, I got to give y'all some haggling skills. My people out here just paying the first price, like, no, no, no. There is an African culture that haggle is the thing. You're not trying to short someone. This is the process that we've been going through for thousands of years, right? So it's fun. If I'm there, yeah, for the fun of it, yeah. If I'm there, you can you can tap me. I'll come in and haggle for you. I do it for sport. I absolutely love it. It's fun, right? It's a part of the experience. Okay, let's see. All right, lots of shopping. Yeah, in fact, be prepared to buy luggage to transport your goodies home. Yeah, you can. Some of our travelers buy so much they run out of space. I've had people leave stuff that they brought to make room, but most people just buy an additional suitcase in order to bring things back. You can ship stuff ahead of time, and we'll work with you to do that as well if you choose to go that route. Yeah, okay. So I'm just trying to see if I got all the questions. Do you go to or see any schools or orphanages while you're there? You see some schools while you're there. We haven't gone into the school. That would be interesting, but they're there. We'll talk about the schools. You'll see the children. I learned something interesting for this time about the school age children there in Ghana. So if you are in basically from kindergarten through the 12th grade, all the women cut their hair off. So they all have short hair. And you'll see the uniforms, they're wearing uniforms. And the whole thing is the children need to be focused on school and not worried about the fashion, not worried about the hair. So you'll see all the young girls with short haircuts. Same with the boys. All of them have the same haircut, which is really interesting. That was something that I just learned this past maybe a week and a half ago on that trip. So that was pretty interesting to hear. Haggling is fun. Yes, lots of shopping. Is Ghana the only country that is visited? No, in this particular trip, yeah, you're going to Ghana, but we had an individual that went to Egypt with us, and then after the Egypt trip ended, he flew straight into Ghana and picked that trip up and had that double experience. But we traveled to 10 countries as an organization. We traveled to Egypt, Ethiopia, Kenya, Tanzania, South Africa, Nigeria, Ghana, Senegal, Morocco, and Brazil. And we just opened up Brazil for 2025 as well. Do you recommend solo travelers? Yes, we recommend solo travelers because you're going to end up there with our group. So you come alone, you're going to leave with friends after spending 8-9 days with we'll start off as strangers, but having this incredible experience, they end up making friends of a lifetime. We had a couple of solo travelers. Our elders travel with solo as well in the 70s and 80s. And I got to tell you, it's humorous to me because the elders tell me that their children are worrisome when they go to travel, right? Because they're like, Mama, you can't be going over there all by yourself. And then they end up saying, Boy, I'm grown, right? Like, I will do what I need. But they're putting up the tracking locations on to make sure that the children are following along with the elders. But yeah, so you're definitely in capable hands. You're in safe hands when you travel with us, but you will come alone and you'll end up making some really good friends. Can I have a single room? Absolutely. Single rooms are a little bit more. That's why the pricing was starting at $48.74. But if you get a single, it's just a couple of $100 more. But yes, you can definitely have that as well. I gotta say, we don't connect travelers, right? So if you're going solo, like we're not gonna help you find a roommate that's going. There's just for legal reasons, we don't get involved in that. But I mean, you're welcome to reach out to individuals in the community if they're traveling to make that decision on your own, right? So we just try to stay out of that. That's what I'm getting at. But yeah, so you can definitely have a single room. We definitely recommend coming, even if you're a solo traveler, because a lot of people, what we've experienced is they're tired of waiting on their friends and family. They've been trying to tell them, hey, let's do this. And folks always got, I'm going to go. But then when it's time to put the pony the money up, folks end up falling off. And then if you're continuously waiting for other people, this dream of yours might not happen, right? We're just not waiting for other folks. So that's the word that I'm getting from travelers that end up coming by themselves. They say, I'm just tired of waiting on somebody else, and I want to have this experience, right? You've taken care of people your entire life, so now's the time to take care of yourself. So if you got this on your list, if you got this experience that you're looking forward to, we say, come on and make the leap with us. Waiting on that income tax check. Yeah, I mean, you can definitely do that as well. If you're signing up, right, if you consider joining us today, it's just $199 down to lock in your spot. And then you will have a monthly payment option leading up to the trip. So the full balance will be due 30 days before the trip actually happens. And when you sign up, you'll actually see your entire payment list, right? So say you're going on a trip in November of 2025, when you put down your $199, you'll see every payment this is before you put down any money. You'll see the payment schedule. That's what I'm getting at. Leading up to October 2025, right? Again, 1 month before the trip, and it'll let you know everything up front. Okay, I will be 77 in a few weeks. I went solo in February. We had a ball and became family. They took very good care of us all. There were 3 children in our group. I love it. Thank you, Diane, for sharing that. And I was going to say, like, our 70-somethings are out here living life, good people. Hey, listen, I'm 40. How old am I? 48. I got to tell my 40-something, my 50-somethings, we better get our health and fitness together. These 70 and 80-year-olds are out here living life, right? They are not giving up on adventures and going out and seeing things. So I think we better make sure that we're taking care of our health so that we can be like the elders when it's our turn. Do you have planned activities? You have planned activities, but do you recommend a traveler venture out alone? Daryl, you can. I mean, I'm comfortable now on the continent. I think it comes down to your comfortability level, right? So we have everything is planned out, but this is choose your own adventure, right? So if you don't want to go on a particular outing or whatever the case, you want some quiet time, whatever it is, it's totally fine. And some of our travelers did that and then ventured out into the city. Once you get there, it's hard to explain to somebody that's never been there, right? You feel so safe in the community, right? It's a lot of hustle and I wouldn't recommend driving, by the way. African driving is different. But outside of the driving, you feel completely safe amongst the people, right? And that's something actually that Ghana in particular, West Africa in general, pride themselves on is the safety and comfortability. I'm telling you what the media and the government is telling you, they lying. That's all I can tell you is they lying. I'm not saying go over there flashing your money or wearing big gold chains and just being draped in diamonds or anything. I'm not, what they say, don't tempt the devil, right? Let's be respectful of the culture and the people, but I feel like you're safe. I know I feel safe. I go running throughout the community when I travel, but I travel a bit, right? And I've been there enough times where I feel comfortable. So Daryl, you're definitely available to go out. We have travelers that stay after the trip, stay a few days to unwind and drink in all of the experience and to go out and do some extra stuff that they want to do. But yeah, we can, pair you with a driver so that you make sure that you get around. But I tell you what, I use Uber on the continent, right? Like, so right there in Ghana, you want to go somewhere, you just pull up your Uber app and be like, take me over here, right? The car pull, it's the same experience that you have here in the United States. All right, does it have to be monthly? Can I just pay whatever up until that time? Income is sporadic. Corey, I'm gonna have to defer to Ashley. I believe the schedule is important, but you can build up to it. Like if you miss a payment or two or whatever, you can make it up. So I would say yes, but I want to defer to Ashley. I know she works more regularly with the payment stuff. Okay, how old were the children in your group? I saw that for a question. One was 6 and a brother was about 12. Yeah, okay. Children are definitely welcome. They're aligned to us while they laid out chilling on resorts, chilling. Yeah, Corey, it's something else to experience, to see everyone out there. You would need to communicate with us. Okay, so if there is a sporadic element or something to the payments, then just make sure you stay in communication with us. I think that's good. Do you help an individual that like to stay? If you want to stay longer, is that the question, Kim? Can you repost that? Do you help with individuals that like to stay? Yeah, but we could definitely make some recommendations if you want to stay a little bit longer, or we can recommend that you jump on a second trip with us and hop the continent and go to another location, right? How about that? Shimmy, maybe talking about living there. That's not in our plans right immediately, right? Like I definitely plan on buying some property over there and moving to the continent, or starting with Ghana, right? So I can share with you, kind of like what I've been seeing and what we're up to. I've been meaning to do that with the community anyway, but I'm definitely moving to the continent, and Trump ain't got nothing to do with that. That's been a plan that's been in motion in our family for a few years now. Trump is accelerating that, but we definitely want to live on the continent. All I can tell you is if you have American money and you live on the continent, man, you can experience a different level of freedom, right? Like, especially if you got that retirement check and you're over there, like, I don't know how you would spend your retirement check. Like, that's how affordable things are once you move into the community. Corey put balling. Yeah, it is something to experience. Like I say, the food is better. That heat is something serious. Now, I want to tell y'all that now. Like, I don't want you to be like out here. You saw me sweating in those videos, right? Like, you're gonna be sweating. And check this out: October is the cool season. They were like, "Oh, that's good, y'all here during the cool season. Why it's cool, right?" Now, meanwhile, it's like 84, 85, 86. I think 87 might have been the high, but it's the humidity, right? So you go out there, it is hot, right? So if you're going in February, I've been there in February, I've been there in June, it is scorching hot, right? But it's still a beautiful experience. You just got to get used to taking some showers, right? You go take a couple of showers during the day, which is totally fine, right? Heard about the vaccine. Is that true? What did you hear about the vaccine? Again, yellow fever is the only vaccine that's mandatory that you take going into Ghana, right? And it's mandatory in Ghana. It's mandatory in Nigeria. You don't need the vaccination in Sierra Leone. You don't need the vaccination in Morocco, in Egypt, in Kenya. You don't need it in South Africa. Why mandatory? Because yellow fever, it will kill you. Right? You do not want to catch yellow fever. I don't feel like that's one to play with. I'm not a vaccine pusher and all of that. I don't want to take any vaccinations, to be honest with you, but yellow fever is something you don't want to deal with. Yeah. So, and the government made it mandatory. I can't tell you exactly why. I just know if you're going in, you're going to need it, or you're going to need a valid reason for not taking it, which your health and speaking with your doctor is one of them. Like, again, I know my father did not take the yellow fever vaccination when we first went because of his age. He was 87 years old, and because of his health, they didn't. His doctor said, "I don't think he should take it." Right. So I think that taking the vaccination will be a bigger risk to his health than yellow fever. That's to be more specific, how it was placed to him. All right. That sounds good to stay for another trip. I like to be there for about a month in West Africa. That's beautiful, Kim. You can definitely work with Sister Ashley, and she'll line up the trips for you. I help you with that. Thank you for the wonderful overview. We love Africa. Haven't been to West Africa yet. All right, Jacqueline. Hopefully you decide to travel with us. Thank you for listening to me today. Freddie, is the boat ride around the island still included in the tour? Not on this tour to Ghana. No. You got a special one, right? So that was that. Oh, I'm sorry. I lied to you. Yeah, I got the video. I did the boat ride. I'm thinking about something else. Yes, you're talking about when we go to the Royal Senchi. I think that's it. Yes, yeah, beautiful boat ride around the island. Yeah, yeah, yeah. After lunch, that was wonderful. That was wonderful. That was my first time on that leg of the trip. I love that that was added. I think that was a beautiful feature. I'll share some videos. I got so much video to share. I've been meaning to share all of this stuff, but anyway, there's always so much. All right, anybody got any additional questions for me? Y'all are fired up. I'm fired up over all of this. We definitely want you to have this experience. I think it's a trip of a lifetime. But I can tell you this: when people come on these travel adventures with us, they end up coming back, right? And going to a different part of the continent to go have a different experience. And we would love to host you there. So if you're interested, you can go to sankofaexperiences.com and check us out. Or if you have any questions, you can always shoot an email to support@sankofaexperiences.com to check that out. I'm a healthy 60+ woman experience adverse reactions from yellow fever vaccine. So speak with your doctor before, before you take the vaccination. My doctor stated later she could have given me a medical letter of exemption. That's exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to that yellow fever vaccination. Speak to your doctor. Like, I tell people what I do or what I've done, but that's not a recommendation. That's just what I did. I always say, talk to your doctor first, right? Because when you go to these places to go get it, I'm telling you, they're going to try to inject you with everything. And it does not, this is my personal feelings. It does not have to do with your health or safety. It has the fact to do with these shots and these vaccinations that they're giving you cost hundreds of dollars. And they running the bill up. That's what they doing, right? So I think a lot of the stuff that they're going to recommend, they're going to try to give you a rabies shot. They're going to try to give you everything under the sun, but they running that bill up. Now, you got to speak to your doctor because, it's not like there's no benefit to the stuff, but I just know from a business perspective, they're trying to raise their average order value. Did you take the malaria pills while there? Maureen, I didn't. I haven't, no time ever have I taken the malaria pills. But again, that's not a recommendation for other people. That's just something that I'm comfortable with. But I've talked to the locals there and I know about the cures that they have for malaria. They're centered around the mem tree. You're going to get a history on the mem tree while you're there. I also have travel insurance with medical, right? So that, I think I feel like that's more important than any of this is when you sign up, make sure you got travel insurance with medical and not just relying on your insurance here in the United States, because 9 times out of 10, I would probably say 99 times out of 100, it's not going to be accepted. And what you're going to have to do is pay cash on the spot, and they are going to run that price up because of the situation that you're in. And Lord forbid you got to be medically flown out of there. We're talking $50,000, $100,000. Like it's insane what they do to travelers. This is why we can't make you get the travel insurance, and we don't sell travel insurance. So we're making no money on this. In fact, you're going to sign up with a third party, but we highly recommend that you cancel anytime travel insurance with medical, right? And that medical has an evacuation fee included as well. I have annual travel insurance. They raised the price on me. I'm upset about that. But it used to be $500 a year. Now it's $800 a year, but it covers all of my trips no matter what, right? So I think like that's a good option, particularly if you're a regular traveler, but you can buy travel insurance with medical for each trip that you take, right? It's just a couple of $100. I think it's the best investment. Outside of actually going and having this experience, having that medical insurance takes a level of pressure off of you and concern. So I think like that's super, super important. Malaria pills are recommended. It is real. I just had a friend after contracting a trip on the Ivory Coast who did not take the pills. Malaria is real. You do not want malaria, right? but it's recommended, it's not mandatory. So you see the language? Yellow fever is mandatory. They're saying, it's in my other passport. It's a little yellow card, right? I just keep it in my passport. You got to give them the little yellow card showing that you've taken the yellow fever. You can't come into the country without it, right? So that's mandatory. Malaria pills are recommended. They're saying, hey, there's malaria in this area. We recommend that you cover yourself and take these pills, right? Most of the travelers on the trip had their malaria pills. I think you take it over like a 2-week period, starting before the trip, and then you take it while you're there as well. Again, I didn't take them, but that's from my recollection. I believe that that is accurate. But again, talk to your doctor, talk to your doctor, talk to your doctor before making that decision. If you're like, hey, I want to go to Africa, but I don't want to take this yellow fever vaccination. Well, I know a lot of our people are like that, right? There are other places on the continent that you can go that don't require any vaccinations, right? So Senegal being one of them, still West Africa, but you don't have to take any vaccinations whatsoever to go to Senegal. You can just, and there's no visa process. You just show up with your blue passport and go into the country. Morocco, Egypt, Kenya, South Africa, all of those nations are the same with no yellow fever vaccination requirement. Tanzania, I'm missing something. Ethiopia, we travel to Ethiopia as well. So there are options that if you don't want to get into any of this to go somewhere else, but if you're looking for this Ghana experience, you're going to have to deal with yellow fever unless you can get that doctor's exemption. I don't know. I don't know. Think there's like, I don't know about religious exemptions. I don't know about exemptions based on you just don't want to take it. I have no idea about any of that, but I know if your doctor can give you an exemption, excuse me, to get into the country. All right. Yeah, you don't want malaria though. I'll tell you that now. It ain't nothing to play with. But 9 times out of 10, you can recover from malaria, right? I know they have a concoction in Ghana where they mix the mem trees with like a tea. You sip it, you down for a couple of days, but you will be fine generally, right? I mean, I would imagine there's levels to everything, so you can have a worst case or a mild case as well. So just stuff to think about when you're getting ready for this trip. So just wanted to put it on your mind, but definitely talk to your physician. And you know, let's not be flippant with your health, and make sure that you're okay and you're going to feel safe. But I would definitely listen to us when we're talking about the attire, right? Y'all saw me out there with my arms out in the forest. You should probably have on long sleeves, and being as covered up as you can. You're going to be hot. I don't care if you put on tank tops and like short shorts. You're going to sweat. Period. Oh, my goodness. Let me give you like the best purchase ever. One second. I just got to reach in my bag right over here. When you go, you have to get one of these. Now, I don't know which version you want to get or whatever, but let me tell you how this thing saved my entire life. This is like a fan. The batteries are dead. So it gives like 5 different levels, and I'm walking around with this fan on. Man, you put it under your shirt, blow it. Man, this was great. Some people were wearing the ones that hang around their neck and kind of cool them off there. Then I heard there are some with that you put a little water in it and it'll give you a mist. So I'm gonna have to upgrade my little electric fan now. But I bought this specifically for the continent, and it was a lifesaver, right? Like, so I just found that on, I think, Amazon or something, their little electric fan. Just medical exemptions are available. If your doctor provides a letter, doctors will not generally provide letters unless necessary. Yeah, so don't try that. Is there a safari on the trip? Not on this trip, not in Ghana. If you want to go to safaris, that's either like South, so like South Africa, Tanzania, and Kenya has the safari experiences. If you want to walk with the lions, you know, and do some things like that with nature and petting crocodiles and all of that, we have those adventures in Senegal, but not in Ghana. That's good. You get to see some wildlife, but we're not up close and personal with them. When we go to Shy Hills towards the end, it's more of a decompression from a lot of the heavy experiences that you have in those dungeons and things of that nature, right? So yeah, so no safari on the Ghana trip, but if we got safaris, if you want, South Africa is a beautiful safari experience, Kenya and Tanzania and Zanzibar. So you actually get the island of Tanzania as well. So that's a good question. Thank you for that. All right. Y'all got anything else for me? I'm going to dance off into the internet sunset. But we are here every Tuesday doing our Travel Talk Tuesday. So I'm available to have these conversations, trying to share information and insight, travel information and insight with you, giving you some behind the scenes stuff that we're doing here as a company, and answering any of your questions that you have about these experiences. But yeah, so again, if you're interested in traveling with us, SankofaExperiences.com is the best way to go. You can click Ghana. You'll see all of the dates. Again, there's 11 dates available for 2025. I don't think any of them are at the capacity yet. Don't hold me to that. But you will see when you're signing up, right? If it says sold out, then you already know. But then if you have any questions, you can email support@SankofaExperiences.com, support@SankofaExperiences.com. Again, this is Freddie Taylor. I'm the CEO and founder of Urban Intellectuals. We are the Black History Company. Black History Made Easy is not only our mantra, it's our way of life. And Sankofa Experiences is how we merge travel with Black history. So it's not just about a vacation. This isn't about, we're going to see the beach, putting your toes in the sand and sipping Mai Tais. We have lectures at each of the places that we go. We have a guide that's educating you about the culture and the history of the places that we visit and the cities that we are in. It's just a beautiful experience over and beyond, but it's a great way for a Black History Company to make things come alive for our community and our travelers. So hopefully you decide that we're the company for you, that you can travel and have this experience. If not, please just stay tuned to our information and be tuned in. But whoever you select to go on this trip of a lifetime with, we just hope you have a great experience. And we hope you reconnect with the continent and the motherland. But the ancestors are waiting for you to have this experience. They are waiting for you to come back and share with others, right? It's time for us to reconnect. We're doing all this arguing, fussing, and fighting over Democrats and Republicans, over folks who captured us and exploited our people for hundreds of years. It's time for us to heal the wounds, reconnect, not only here in the country, but globally as people in the African diaspora, because ain't nobody coming to save us but ourselves. These folks ain't trying to help us. They ain't helped us in hundreds of years. We're going to have to be the ones to start the reconnection and helping ourselves. And I think that this is an excellent way to do just that. Thank you, Corey. I appreciate that. Now you're looking at these countries. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Okay. 60 plus. Okay. All right. Y'all running through the pharmacy stuff. All right. I appreciate y'all being here. Again, if you have any questions, you can shoot an email to support@SankofaExperiences.com. That's support@SankofaExperiences.com. Let me take y'all out with
Greetings. I'm Freddie Taylor, CEO and founder of Urban Intellectuals, and we are behind the Sankofa Experiences. This is where Black history travel made easy is not just our mantra, it's a promise. Our mission to reconnect you with your roots, your culture, and the history of the African diaspora, now spanning across 10 African nations and the vibrant cultures of Colombia and Brazil. The Sankofa Experiences is expanding. We've crafted curated group travel experiences that do more than just visit. They immerse, they educate, they transform. From the historic forts of Ghana to the bustling markets of Nigeria, the serene beaches of the Gambia, to the rugged mountains of Morocco, and beyond, even South Africa and South America. Each destination holds a special place and part of our story. Embarking on
Sankofa journeys means more than just exploring more landscapes. It means walking in the footsteps of the ancestors, embracing the diversity of our heritage, and seeing the world through a lens of understanding and appreciation. It's a group experience where every traveler is a thread in the fabric of the shared narrative, making the journey safe, engaging, and unforgettable. So are you ready to embark on this adventure? To explore, to learn, to celebrate the legacy that connects us all. Join us in the Sankofa Experiences, proudly powered by Urban Intellectuals. The only thing missing is you. All right, it stuttered throughout the presentation. I got to figure this out. Sorry about those pauses, y'all. I really hate that. And I can't blame nobody but me, because I know who's behind this is absolutely me. But I appreciate y'all spending some time with me today. It went a little bit longer than I honestly planned, but hopefully you got some good information and you got the feeling of the experience there in Ghana. But until next time, good people, love, peace, and power to the people. All right, have a good one, everybody. I appreciate y'all joining me. All right, my people. I got you, Corey. I see you. All right, man, this was good. Appreciate y'all. Peace and blessings.